Well, there were a couple good things, but a lot of filler, and I don't even know her. I'm John Renton with my review of AEW Dark Elevation, 73 minutes, 11 matches. Let's jump right on into it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. We start off with Tony Schiavone saying, here on Elevation, it's not Shark Week, it's Wardlow Week. And then Wardlow says, yes, it's Wardlow's week, it's Wardlow's world. On Elevation, he's going to knock somebody out, and then he's going to choke somebody out on Dark, and then he's going to beat Jake Hager in the cage fight that they're having on Tape Dynamite this Friday, which I really hope is interesting, but I doubt it because Jake Hager hasn't really been involved in anything interesting when he's been in a singles encounter. So we have Wardlow versus Jason Hotch, and it was pretty quick. Hotch got right up there and tossed around and then got hit with the knee in the corner, the knee in the spotlight, and he wasn't even looking up at the lights. He was looking down at the mat because he was knocked out. Wardlow wins in like a minute. And then Dustin and Lee Johnson, well, Dustin Rhodes and Lee Johnson would be weird if his name was Dustin Johnson, taking on VSK and Travis Titan. No, not Triton. That was a very weird gimmick. Very, very, very weird thing that they did in TNA. Went back when they were TNA. Bringing in Triton, who kind of looked like Gene Snitsky and Sting had a baby. So moving on from that. Dustin and Lee actually could be a good team. I don't mind VSK. I haven't really seen Travis Titan before. But Yushi variation by Lee Johnson on VSK. 1, 2, 3. There you go. Then Schiavone plugs the next 4 road shows in July. Miami, 2 in Texas, and then the one on the 28th of July is in Charlotte, North Carolina. And I hope they draw some big crowds. Apparently, ticket sales are doing very well, and I really do hope that the crowds are fired up, that the wrestlers are fired up, and that AEW programming can get back on track because they're kind of phoning it in until they go back out on the road. I don't blame them because being put in the goddamn death slot, behold the death slot, on Friday has not really done them any favors. So anyway, we get Mike Seidel versus Angelico. Cool, both can work, but why? Like why? Genuine question. I mean, the match is fine. Navarro death roll for the win, but Matt Hardy is in Angelico's corner. We get an aftermath, and then the other Matt, the one that actually, is beneficial to AEW, Matt Seidel, runs down and runs everybody off. We're probably getting a tag match on Dynamite. Or maybe even on the Saturday, the June 26th Saturday edition, which is going to be interesting. I'm interested to see what they're going to do with Jungle Boy and Omega. Maybe they could not have Don Callis on commentary and keep his Scarlet Fever invisible hands away from the women's roster. So anyway, we get Shawn Spears versus Falco Punch. Boy, I hope Falco faces somebody interesting next time. Spears is a good wrestler, and he beat him with a C4. Spears is just not interesting at all. Then we get Dolph Twin & Co., which is Cesar Bononi, Peter Avalon, and Ryan Nemeth, the Dolph Twin. I have to call him that because the name's just in my head. And J.D. Drake, who I think has something. Dolph Twin basically says, hey, can you, Orange Cassidy, we want you to be part of this makeover thing. If you refuse, that'll be the bad thing. And then we get Private Party versus Dean Alexander and Carly Bravo. Remember when Private Party mattered and had potential and weren't mired in a bunch of bullshit and actually had wrestling outfits and weren't wrestling in club street clothes? I don't understand. Gin and juice for 3 in about 2 minutes. Nyla Rose with Vicky. Get rid of Vicky. Just get rid of her. She doesn't need to be there. She's not adding anything in Nyla's character. She took on Megan Brain. She took on somebody named Megan who had a huge helmet and she got beat with a beast bomb in like 30 seconds. The entrance was longer than the match. Her introduction was longer than the goddamn match. And she was already at ringside. So we get Orange Cassidy with the Best Alien Friends versus Cameron Cole. Cameron Cole did some decent stuff and then missed a crossbody. Not like Tom Zank, but it sort of reminded me of that, except this was done intentionally for comedy. Tom Zank was just an idiot that threw Primetime Brian Lee way too far away. So Orange Punch for 3. Not Orange Falcon Punch, but he won. And then Eddie Kingston and Penta with Alex. I always screw up his last name, so I'm just going to say Alex. I love Alex. Really, really happy whenever he appears because you want to punch him, but goddamn, he's just so entertained. And they took on Arik Cannon. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that. And Kevin Blackwood. So that's Mr. Cannon. I've seen his tweets occasionally. Like, people have liked to retweet him on my timeline. And I have nothing against him. I've heard the name. Kevin Blackwood, I think I've seen a couple times on AEW programming. Fear Factor into a half and half throw by Eddie. 1, 2, 3. There you go. And then we get Danny Jordan versus Julia Hart with the Varsity Blondes. I love Danny Jordan. Be wearing the shirt, except it's in the wash. The real mean girl, Julia Hart, has potential. Two young women that clearly have a lot of energy and have a lot of passion for wrestling. Danny Jordan with more experience. Julia Hart is in the very beginning of her career, but has potential. I was a bit surprised this wasn't more competitive. Danny got some good heel work, but then Julia took over, handstand clothesline in the corner in the spotlight, losing her religion, and standing moonsault for 2, and then a Asai DDT variation, 1, 2, 3. There you go. And then we get QT Marshall and Aaron Solo versus Dion something or other and Joe Keys. I apologize if I didn't pay attention to some of these names, but honestly, I didn't really care because when I see QT, I just zone out because he's a good wrestler. I was hoping this heel turn would work. It hasn't. It's not interesting. And QT cutter, and then Solo hits a face jam, 1, 2, 3. There you go. Scorpio Sky versus Alex Reynolds, and boy, Ego Page is on commentary. Yay! Some people may like him, I don't. I just don't. I don't really understand why they're a team. Sky targeted the knee and got a heel hook after a few minutes, and there we go. That's really it. I have a feeling these Dark Elevation and Dark reviews are going to get shorter and shorter because a lot of these matches are just for the sake of ring time. Anyway, agree, disagree with what I said, like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Ritlin. I'll see you soon.